Now, for those of you who could cast your mind back to a video I made a couple of days ago about you cannot trust the custodians, and, you know, I still believe that in a way. I'm still a huge fan of the custodians, but I know a lot of people call me a heretic for that. Is it heresy to speak the truth? I'm not too sure. Anyway, on today's video, we're going to be discussing a certain custode who actually protected Helbrecht. This is the reason Helbrecht survived, and Helbrecht turned out to be the person he is today. So let's jump in and let's get talking. So the custodian we're talking about today is called Gratian Artabane. Now, he has lived a long life and served with great honour upon Terra. He was the youngest of his order to receive the rank of Companion, where he served for 63 years. He stood vigil beside the Golden Throne itself, watching over the Emperor in his protection. Like many of his order in that position, he eventually had to give up that position and that rank because the sheer power of the Golden Throne and the psychic projection, their golden armor is turned black because of the power that is in that room. Now, as he moved on from that service, he was placed in something called the Aquilin Guard. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Aquilin Guard is, they are basically charged with the protection of those servants of the Emperor who bear great responsibility or are destined for some unseen task or martyrdom. So basically, these custodians are put in place so no harm comes to certain individuals, so they can live out their life and actually achieve something in the name of the Imperium and help the Imperium fight the enemies of the Imperium. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because one of the tasks he was actually given was to protect a certain servant who shown great piety in the Emperor and his service. This chap went around, preaching in the name of the Emperor. The Emperor is great. We should follow his ways in life. Everyone should bow down to the Emperor. And this is where we first meet the boy who would become the living crusade itself of the Imperium. He would go on to create greatness. He would go on to lead chapters in the epic duels that we know today. This boy is none other than Helbrecht. Now, Helbrecht dwelt in the underhives of Terra itself, and Artabane was the one assigned to watch over him from the shadows, stalking his every move so no harm ever came to this adolescent boy. Now, this is one of the things I absolutely love about the custodians, because we've always had this projection in our minds that the custodians have done nothing for the last 10,000 years. They've basically just been on Terra, stood at the walls, protecting the Emperor, making sure no harm comes to him. But in reality, they've actually been protecting the most important servants who will go on and do some of the greatest things for the Imperium. Alas, Helbrecht here, it mentions some High Lords and stuff in this passage of text as well. Certain characters that go on to do great things are all been put in place and have achieved these things just because of the Custodian Guard. And also, the Custodian Guard have this massive spy network that a lot of people don't know about, where they look at things for greater out into the galaxy. So if anything does happen over there, then they do send like little kill teams to go out and purge that down. And we will never ever know about it because how secretive they are in doing these actions. Now, back to Gratian Artabane, because his service came to an end when the Black Templars themselves came to Terra and took Helbrecht in his adolescent boy form, of course, aboard the ship to start his induction into the chapter. And we all know the story, what happens with Helbrecht. He makes his way up the ranks and he eventually becomes the High Marshal of the Black Templars, leading crusade after crusade. Some say that he's the most furious High Marshal there's been in centuries, thousands of years. Some say like he's like the reborn Sigismund type of character. He's now known as the greatest admiral in the Imperium. That's why he's always giving tasks of fleets and stuff when there's massive, huge engagements. Armageddon is one of those where he took command of the fleets above that planet to fight the orcs and stuff. So his story now has been born through the protection of the Custodians, and we never knew this. This is new lore now, stating basically where Helbrecht came from and how he now is serving the Imperium thanks to the protection of the Custodes. I absolutely love little dumps of lore like this, because not only does it add a lot of stuff then to the characters like Helbrecht, it also adds a lot to certain stuff like the Custodians, because as I mentioned before, we've always had this thought of Custodians doing nothing, and really, they're the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes, and we will never ever bloody know it. So yeah, thank you whoever wrote this and adding this into it. I absolutely love it. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Do you love this? Do you hate this? What other things do you think the Custodians are doing? Maybe they are actually watching over Dawn somewhere, waiting for Dawn to be released back into the Imperium. Maybe Rogal Dawn is the Yellow King. Oh, my holy Emperor of mankind. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Everyone have a great day. See you now, and bye-bye.